Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? I am continuing on with our potato harvest, and as I said in yesterday's episode, this is going to be the last small job that we do on this farm. As of now, because of the huge amount of money that we now have, we will be upgrading everything, and we're going to be doing things on a bigger scale. And where the money is coming from, I did talk about this on Monday's episode, and I'm aware that some of you may not be entirely happy with the explanation, and I wanted to try to justify why I'm not doing it from a single source and sticking to a single story. But before we do that, my weekly question: which tractor would you like me to get? I'm going to get a new tractor, and obviously it's going to be a bigger tractor than what we've been used to. So I'm giving you the options of the JCB Fast Track 8000, the Deutz Series 9, the New Holland T8, the Valtra S Series, or the Case Magnum CVX. Now, I'm not just going to take the one that wins, I'm going to take the top two, because we have enough fields that I think we could have two tractors running with hired help with relative ease. We may even get another one going as well. We do have the Ford, I got no reason to get rid of that one, and we've also got this Deutz here that I'm using at the moment. I had no real reason to get rid of that one either. So we got these 5 tractors to choose from: the JCB, the Deutz, the New Holland, the Valtra, or the Case. It's your vote, it's your game. Head into the comment section down below, let us know which one you want and why, and of course don't forget to actually cast your vote in the top right hand corner. Which of those tractors would you like me to get? And I will take the top 2 votes. Our little potato harvester that we've got here is leaving little tiny bits here and there, and in part, that is... Oh, we're shaking again. That's because of the AI vehicle extension. I think in part the shaking is because we've got crop destruction on, and this one does actually destroy the ground a little bit underneath it. Alright, let's go around to this one. It's struggling because of a little patch that's left. So let's just combine that little patch. I think... Oh no, there's another bit over there, so we'll go and get that. And this one has nearly finished, but it's still not quite finished. There's another field down over there towards the end of this one, so that's what it's going to be going into next. So if I just put that going there, press H, that should be good to go. And we can go back to this one. Let's lift that one up. And we've got another run up through here. So yes, why we're moving, how we've got all of this money. I had so many really good stories. First and foremost, I've struggled to pick one out, and that's kind of one of the reasons behind me not wanting to commit to just one of them. I'm genuinely struggling to pick one of those stories out, and also a lot of the stories would explain €1,000,000. A lot of those stories would explain $1 million. The barn find, the antiquities find, I don't really buy into that explaining away $1 million, so maybe like a combination of a few things with something like that happening, then yes. But 10 million? None of those stories can really buy me to explain away a full $1 million. I just couldn't see it happening. So in order to just, yeah, you know, a full 10 million, I think I said $1 million, I'm not sure. So in order to justify 10 million, in order to explain how we've gotten 10 million, we're using a combination. We found a whole load of gold nuggets on the farm, and we found, actually what we found was in the maze. I mean, that's actually like a paid maze. It's a tourist attraction, it's a local tourist attraction. A lot of people come and they come to see it, and it's quite famous because it's extremely difficult. You're not really supposed to find a large quantity of gold hidden in the middle of the maze. We did. And as you've seen last week, we did actually find a large quantity of gold hidden in the middle of the maze. We didn't tell anybody. We kept that a little bit quiet, we kept that to ourselves, and we've taken the gold. So we haven't exactly been honest with people around here. So there's some of the money. Some more of the money we acquired through a rare find in our attic. We haven't lived here all our lives. We've lived here for a while, and we encountered a rare find in our attic, which was actually from the previous occupant. But they neglected to take it with them, so it couldn't have been all that important to them. So we have decided to sell that for ourselves. So that's another thing that we've done. I've just realised that I've actually gone down through that last row without depositing any potatoes on the ground, and this particular mod, unless you've got the unload anywhere thing actually active while you're using it, the potatoes just vanish and disappear. You must have unload anywhere as soon as you start using it, otherwise they will just vanish. You don't have any potatoes left. So just bear that in mind when you're using this one. So yes, we've got the attic find, and that's gotten us a little bit of money. And then we've got something. We've teamed up with somebody that we know, someone that we went to school with, who moved to South America, and we're kind of doing like this training thing. A load of people from South America are coming over here to learn about our way of farming, and to hope that it will improve various techniques, you know, the different ways that we do things compared to how they do things. And so it's sort of a learning experience, and we're going to do the same. We're going to go over to South America, and we're going to help out our friend. We're going to work on his farm. We're going to learn about how they do things over there, learn about their cattle, and so on and so forth. Now, they're also, at the same time, they are developing new strains of very high-yielding sugarcane. And their new strains of very high-yielding sugarcane are so interesting that it's going to sort of revolutionize the cane sugar market. It's that exciting. And so Case have gotten on board, and they're donating machinery, and Agco as well, so we're getting some Massey Ferguson machinery thrown in with it. They've also pledged to support us here. The Polish government is supporting us here, as well as the we're going for Argentina, where we're saying that we're based in Argentina. So the Argentinian government, they're helping out as well. Everybody's getting involved. We've got all this exciting stuff that's happening, and our two countries are sort of working together, and so the way that this is working out, I personally think that it's plausible. I think that it is plausible that you could have this amazing new strain of sugarcane, which would warrant investment from very large companies, especially the ones that are going to be involved in harvesting it. That's why Case and Massey Ferguson will step forward. There's other companies in South America that there is machinery being released in the new updated version of the game, in the Platinum Edition, in the DLC, but I'm not actually sure what they are at the moment, but they'll probably be on board as well. What this means is we've got a pile of cash that we're using here to set up this farm as kind of an educational tool to help drive modern agriculture, and we can't do that with a load of old machinery. We need more land, we need new machinery, and we want to update and upgrade. So that's where the machinery is coming in. Some of it's coming in from the government from Argentina, and some of it's coming in from the Polish government. The majority of it, however, is coming in from Agco, who are the owners of Massey Ferguson and various other machines. That is all the potatoes that we're actually going to harvest for now. We're going to get the other machine, and we're going to see about picking some of these potatoes up. But before we do that, we are going to go and just stop that one. We're going to go to our combine over here. That one is ready to unload. So if I put the spout out like that, and I go back through, I should have gone the other way, but anyway, we'll whiz up through with this trailer and offload. So yes, some of the money is coming from government. The majority of it is coming from the large corporations that are really going to benefit financially from this wonderful new strain of sugarcane that has been developed, and so they're the ones that are going to be putting forth most of the money. But they sort of... How we got involved is... The actual investment and everything, that I think personally, for our little story that we've got going here, I think that's quite believable. Us getting involved, a random farmer in the middle of Poland, not so much, but it's because we know the guy in South America. And it's so often said with life that it's not what you know, it's who you know. And this time, we know the right guy. And that's all there is to it. It's literally, we have to know the right person, and that's how we've managed to get involved. That's how we've gotten in on this whole wonderful little package. Right, so what we got here is we need to get across to field 63. And as any farmer will tell you, The main aim when you're moving around, when you're trying to do your harvest, is to move without having to take the header off. If you can do your move without having to take off the header, that's counted as a success. You really don't want to have to keep to take the header off. And I have driven through some very uneven and some very, very rough ground in order to avoid taking the header off the combine. So driving through this would be quite believable. And if we can just get through this little bit here, it's a little bit sort of leany right there, a little bit tippy. But it's all right, we've gotten through there. And the next bit is we want to get round here. We've got this kind of great big hump here that we've got to get round. And that's going to be the tricky bit, is we need to get through here. And so what we're doing is we are actually going to travel this way, and we're going to see if we can get down onto this bit without damaging the header, because we're not going to be able to fit that header. Ooh, it's a bit touch and go there, but we did it. We did do it. No, that was a figment of your imagination. It did not touch the ground. It was absolutely a figment of your imagination, but we have done it. We got through without having to take the header off. It's because it saves so much time. It's a very time-consuming process when you're actually working. Removing the header and putting it back on again does take quite a surprising amount of time. And so in order to save time, if you don't have to take that header off, well, by all means, you grab that opportunity with both hands and you take it. So we managed to do that this time, so let's just press H. That one's going to detect the field, and it's going to start. That is going to do a magnificent job there. And it's a nice big field as well. So have we got any more canola? Any more OSR? We don't have. That's grass. None of these are. We've got field 66 over here, right over by our farm. And we might actually, from the end of field 63, we could go over the stubble fields, because that's all stubble fields now. That one there hasn't, but then we'd have to cross the road up here to get to field 66. So, and that's not even canola, is it? So no, we don't there. Field 51, no, we don't own field 51. So that is it for canola, really. I think that's everything. Okay, we'll let that one carry on, and we are going to that one can stay there for a minute. We need to go back to this tractor here. Now we got to get a second tractor, and this brings me, so what I'm going to do is, we're not worrying about the rest of the potatoes. I did say that any crops that we don't harvest this autumn, it's not that we're leaving them, it's not that we're forgetting them. The owners of the fields that we've just bought this land from, they are harvesting their crops as part of the agreement. I'm just showing you this machinery, and I did say I would do some potato harvesting, which is why we had to do this. So let me unload that one. Oop, I've got to lower. Okay. Lower. There we go. And now I can unhitch. There we go. Right, let me pull forward a little bit. I don't think I need to actually keep those wheels on. I think it would be better if I was to change back to the standard wheels. So we'll sell that one. And then we will go over here. Now, the machine that we want is actually in the belt systems. It's this one here. This one picks up potatoes that are on the ground, and it puts them into a trailer. It doesn't actually take a trailer with it, though, and this is where the problem comes in, is I don't know if it's possible to do this on... We could do it with Follow Me. Follow Me would work. We could do it like that. So we got to get the tractor over here, and we got to get this one loaded up. Or hitched on, rather. And I did say previously that I would use a Valtra. So what I might do is I might get the, you know, the little old Valtra. I did say that I would use that tractor. So that might be the job for the Valtra. We might buy that one. I tell you what, I did want to... I will get the Valtra. I will get a small trailer for it, so that one's ready as well. And I will change the wheels on this tractor, and then I will meet you again so that we can start picking up potatoes. Right, we have the old 602 turbo. I've actually left the front weight there for the Deutz, because what I've done is I've put the Deutz on the FarmTech trailer that we had back at the yards. It's a nice small one. And I'm going to put this potato picker on the Valtra. So let's just back that one up there. And it should be close enough, I hope. And hitch on. Is it going to hitch? Okay, so apparently we can't hitch it on. Huh. Well, that could present a bit of a problem. Okay, so we'll swap them over. We'll put this Valtra here onto the trailer, and we will put the Deutz onto the potato picker. Or at least that's the plan. Or the new plan. Updated plan. Let's just quickly whiz over here. Oh, no, I need to unhitch first. I keep forgetting about this. There we go. And jump forward a bit. Right, now we go back onto the Valmet. It's Valmet, not Valtra. Well, it's a Valtra Valmet, but I think it's actually just a Valmet from this particular time. And then the Valtra joined them later, is that right? I can't remember now. I did read up on it a little while ago, but now I absolutely can't remember. And that one will hitch on, so we've got the trailer on this tractor. So what we need is the potato picker on this tractor, and I think that it will fit on this one. We have put it onto another one before. I've got the wide tyres back on the Deutz here, so if I just come up to the front and we'll put the weight on, and there we go, and lift that one up, and then we come back round here. Easy does it. There. Right, that one should hitch on. So yes, the Valmet has only got the higher hitch point. It doesn't actually have a hitch point for this. It might just be that it didn't like the fact that it had to put it onto the 3-point linkage rather than onto a standard hitch, because having it on the bar on the 3-point linkage sort of pushes it back quite a bit. Those of you who've only driven new machinery may never have seen anything like that, may never have seen that particular attachment there that goes on to the 3-point linkage. I'm quite familiar with that because a lot of things that I've driven, a lot of implements that I've taken on small older tractors require that bar. The short drawbars, you try to put them on, if you've got a short drawbar on an implement and you try to actually hitch it onto the tractor itself, you've got a very small turning circle, a very large turning circle I should say. You can't turn very tight at all because otherwise the tyre ends up touching that. So if you put this bar across the 3-point linkage, you move it right back. So the pivot point is out here behind the tyres rather than further forward on the actual hitch. And that's the main reason that you use it. It's not the only reason, but it's certainly the main reason. Now then, this one needs to unfold. Comes out like that. And in order to be able to be used, does it have a capacity? The first thing that we're going to find out is, does it have an actual capacity? So I press B and that starts it, and then I can lower it down like that, and we'll see how wide the actual pickup point is on this. So it does gather up the potatoes, and it does gather them up. Right, so what we're picking the potatoes up, and it's putting them onto the conveyor. And it's not got a huge capacity, so it's not like a false storage tank or anything like that. But it's enough that you could go along a small row and gather the potatoes up and then bring them back and unload them into a trailer if you wanted to. So that there, I find that quite believable. I would say that's something that you could actually do. You could do that in real life. So if I back around here a bit, now you wouldn't want to be driving on the potatoes too much. Well, actually, you wouldn't want to drive on the potatoes at all if you could help it. One of the reasons that I switched over to the wide tyres is because these driving over potatoes are far less likely to do them any damage, or it's because it's spreading the weight a lot more. You're not going to damage your potatoes quite as much as if you're driving over them with narrow tyres. Now, I certainly wouldn't want to be driving over them with any tyres, if I'm being brutally honest with you, because it's just not going to be pretty. You don't want to be driving on potatoes on the field. So what you're doing is you're straddling each of the rows, and you're not doing anything different. So let's just see that in action there. And that works. That works well. It unloads them into the trailer. So I know that this bit here isn't quite realistic, but what we can do is we can use this and pick up the rest of the potatoes in this row, and then I will lift, turn round and put it back down into the ground just so that we can get one more pass along here, and then I'm going to try and set it up with follow me so that we can sort of do another couple of passes, and then we've done some potatoes. I mean, we haven't really done much of a harvest for potatoes. I will be doing a bigger harvest for potatoes, not with these, I hasten to add, but it's almost certainly going to be tractor-drawn machinery in the Dowland Farm time-lapse, and I will be doing that sometime soon. I'm not quite sure when. Well, I say soon, it might be another month or so yet, but I'm going to try doing that with the tractor draw machinery, because I've done that once, and normally the impulse is to go straight for the self-propelled stuff, because the tractor drawn machinery is an absolute pig to work. It really is. It's an absolute horrible, horrible creature to try to work with. It's not fun at all. So you don't really want to do that unless you've absolutely got to. But we are going to try and do it this time. So I'm going to just stop that one there. And then I'm going to come over here. And now the difficult bit with this to start with is lining up the follow me. We want to bring this one over. And first of all, what I want to do is I actually want to line it up. And I need to offset it. So we need to offset it enough so that we are not directly behind the tractor. So first I need to go F for follow, and then I need to offset, and I want to offset by a little way. I reckon offset 8, and this is the test, is now I put it here to 5, and offset 8 appears to be a little bit too much. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to bring that back to 5. Actually, let's go back to 4, and I'll take it off of follow me, and I'm going to spin round in a circle, and I'm going to approach it again, and we're going to see where he's going to try to go up to. I'm also going to go F and just take it back to 15. Right, now I'll go to 10, and it will bring it forward a little bit, and then I will go to 5, and it will bring it forward a little bit more. And that is almost perfect, I would say. An offset of 4. That seems to be, he's lining up, he's going to be off slightly. So now what I want to do is I want to bring it forward so that he actually runs level with the machine. That's what he should do. Okay, now that is where we want it to be. Is it going to actually work? Now this is the big question, is this going to actually work? I'm going to move forward, I'm going to start going, I have to go very slowly. You can't go very fast with this. It does not work very well if you go fast. And I don't mean the actual potato elevator, the potato collection device, machine. What I mean is the follow me working accurately when you're trying to follow it down the field. But this is working. This is actually working. We're picking up potatoes that have been laid down on the field, and this is fabulous. This is absolutely fabulous. Magnificent. I mean, yeah, it's slow. Of course it's slow. It's going to be painfully slow. But it's doing it, and that's what counts. Right. So now the next bit, this is going to be the difficult bit, is turning. And we are actually going to be driving on that field there. It's going to be painful. For those of you who demand absolute realism at all times, please look away now. Because, quite frankly, I don't want to have to unfollow and then refollow and stuff like that. I want to see if I can get this to work as easily as possible. So yeah, we're going straight onto the crop. We're turning too tight, and we're going straight onto the crop. None of that is pretty, and I apologize. It's something that had to be done. Right, you can look back now. Anybody that was looking away, you can look back now. It's quite safe. So we'll carry on, and we can go and pick up some more potatoes. This is absolutely brilliant. I really do like this. That's the thing. That's something that I love about this game, is you can have a concept and you can have an idea, and sometimes if you can sort of find a way to make that work, it's really, really cool. I mean, this isn't something that I would want to spend a lot of time doing. It's certainly not something that I would film doing in like time-lapse, because you'd have to jump between tractors a lot in order to do it. I don't think it would work very well. But this is an interesting way. If we were doing something on a very small scale, this could be a very, very interesting way of doing it. Now, if I can turn this round, I will turn as tight as I can with Deutz. And he's just going to do it. He's just going to meet the row that we've left down there. Yes, excellent. Right. So we can go back along this row here. And we are picking up potatoes. We are actually picking potatoes up off the field that we left on the field. I know I'm driving over the potatoes, so technically this isn't quite right, but it's close enough, okay? I'm happy with this, and I realise that I definitely shouldn't be driving on the... I should be facing the other way so that I'm not driving on the potatoes at all. But overall, I don't think I'm going to be fussy about it. I don't think I'm going to complain. I think I'm just going to say, yes, I'm happy with this, and we're going to move forward. I'm very pleased with this. The fact that I can actually get this to work at all, the whole follow me thing is actually working. This is brilliant. This is absolutely awesome. I genuinely love it. Right. I did want to say to you, I did mention before on Monday's episode that I was thinking about using the Brux chipper to go and shred a whole load of trees in between the fields, and I should have, there it is, it's that one right there. Basically, you put that onto a tractor, or if you can put it onto the front of a truck, even better, it works better because it will actually then load into the trailer. If you're trying to put it onto a trailer that's nearby, it's not quite as good. But if we could like put that onto, if we go here into trucks and we were to take a, should we go for a Tatra? Because we can go for standard back attacher. No, we don't want that particular one. We want an agricultural one. There are agricultural ones. I think there are anyway. There's ones with 3-point linkage on the front. I'm sure there are actually lorries with 3-point linkage on the front, and that's what we want. Maybe it's the Man series. Attacher back. You got standard and you got back attacher. I think that's just a normal front one. Nope. Right, so it's not that one. I thought there was a lorry somewhere that had front links. It had yeah, you got your standard back attachers, but I thought that you had front linkage on the front. I will see if I can find one of those, because if we could find a lorry that actually had front linkage on it, like one of these that could have front links on it, that would be absolutely magnificent. That would make such a difference, and you could put that one on the front, it would blow into the back. I mean, even if you could put it on the back, either way would work. I think one of these had it. Anyway, we'll worry about that. But yeah, I've got that Brux chipper. The Brux chipper is the important bit. And what you do is you chainsaw down the tree so that it's lying on the ground, and then you just drive that Brux chipper while it's working up to the base of the tree, and it instantly shreds it. It instantly turns it into wood chips. And you've seen me using, you've seen me doing like forestry type stuff. You've seen me now doing small scale chainsaw work and using crane arms and things like that. So if you'd like to avoid having to see me do that again, I'm thinking that perhaps we should seriously consider doing, what have we got? Oh, potatoes are at 70%. Perhaps we should seriously consider using the Brux chipper. Would you be happy for me to do that? I know that that is absolutely nothing resembling realism whatsoever, being able to shred and chip them like that. We'd still obviously be doing the chainsawing. That would still have to be done. But it would speed things up a long way. And I don't really, from what I've read in the comments, I don't think that very many of you are going to want me to sit there and try to use a crane for all of the stuff that we cut. I don't think there's very many of you that are going to think that is acceptable behavior from me, because of just how painful it is to watch me using it. And I agree. I don't think that I should be subjecting you to that either, because quite frankly, I don't want to subject myself to it. That's the main reason I'm asking. But yeah, what do you think of me using that in order to get all the trees out the way, and then we can make a lot of bigger fields? Because some of these fields down here, we could definitely chop up a whole load of them and join them all together. So we then next year, we've got sort of, it's a lot easier to do things on a bigger scale. And we have almost filled this trailer up. I'm rushing now because I'd like to fill the trailer up before I go. We're at 97% full. And as soon as that gets underneath there, it's going to put a little bit more in. 100%. 100% full on potatoes. So let's just stop that one there. And I'll come over to the Valtra over here. Take this one off and follow me. 8,000 litres of potatoes. There are our potatoes that we have harvested. We have harvested them and we have filled them up using that wonderful machine. It's actually worked. I'm really, really pleased with that. I'm actually genuinely thrilled with the result of that. I need to get this one straight over to the combine and unload it. In the comment section today, this is the last episode for this week, so I'd like to know, do you want me to do any more work with the combine this season? Do you want me to use our new Lexion combine to cut any more of the new fields that we've got this season? or would you rather I just sort of skip forward through time as much as possible? I could even get right through to winter now, well, actually I can't get through to winter. I need to get through to the last stages of autumn so that we can start joining fields together. We could just ignore the crops that are in the fields and start joining together the fields that we want to join together anyway. How would you like me to progress? I'd like to have all the work for trees and joining fields together and everything like that done by the end of next week. I want that finished by then, and any that's sort of not finished I will try to finish myself. The reason I'd like to have that all finished is because that's then going to give us time to enjoy the winter a little bit and maybe play around with the snow and then do the spring planting and then get on and actually do some harvesting next season. Given the amount of money that we've got left and what we're planning to buy, I'd say we'll probably end up buying a second combine anyway. I can't see any problem with that, and we'll be buying a lorry so that we can tip stuff and move stuff around. As for the cows, we will very likely buy a lot of the bales that we're going to be using straight from the dealership and bring them over here. I think that would just make life a little bit easier. All right, let me just park that one there. And is there a specialist potato place? Or they just sell anywhere? And potatoes are down at the moment. Potatoes are down across the board. So I think we will keep that one trailer load of potatoes for next week, and we will sell them when the price has gone up a little bit. But I will get rid of the... I'll keep the Valmet until we've sold the potatoes. I'll get rid of the 2 potato harvesting pieces of equipment. And the Deutz can come back to the yard, I think. So yes, my question for this week is, which of the 5 tractors that I showed you at the beginning of the episode, I won't show you them again now, do you want me to buy? It's the JCB Fast Track, the 8000, the bigger one, the Deutz Series 9, the New Holland T8, the, what else have we got? New Holland T8, there was the Valtra S Series, the biggest Valtra, and the Case Magnum, the CDX Magnum. So it's the biggest versions of each of the tractors that I've told you, each of the brands that are not articulated. I'm not using articulated machinery. I think that is going too big for this area. It wouldn't fit with this map at all. I've listened to... several people raise concerns about that, and I do wholeheartedly agree with you. Those tractors, the articulated ones, they are too big for this kind of area. Even if you're going really big, it's still too big for this kind of area, so we won't be using those. So yes, which one would you like me to use on this farm? It's your vote, it's your game. Head into the comment section down below, let us know which one you want and why, and of course don't forget to actually cast your vote in the top right hand corner. And I've just got this last little bit left, and if you want me to do any more combining I will, otherwise we will park this one up somewhere. I'm thinking that where we've got our field of grain, not our field of grain, our field over there with the new shed in it with the bales, we'll get another bigger shed and we'll plonk it down in that field as well, and we'll use that to put some of the new big machinery in, because we're not going to be able to fit our new big machinery in any of the sheds that are currently on the map, so we do need to sort of upgrade those quite a bit. So that's something else that we will be doing. But anyway, that's all to come next week. If you enjoyed this episode, please head down below and give me a like. And if you really enjoyed it, please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. But until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.